SNP event, which was incredible by the Kaiser. Okay, we're going to ask a very, very dear friend of mine now to come up and say a few words. Ladies and gents, put your hands together for the one and only Mr. Pat Lee.
Good evening, Dundee. Can I have your ear for a minute? What Kaiser has just said makes the utmost sense. Unless we all stand together, we all fall together. Now, I'm no one for rewriting and reinventing the wheel, so I've got a speech here that I came across, and I'm going to give you what I've come across. To whom the crown belongs. If you would rule a people, you must sit amongst them. The royals seem to be taking this piece of Machiavellian advice to heart of late. Today, this was when Charles graced his presence in Edinburgh. Today we're graced with a visit from King Charles. Together with assorted flunkies and a plethora of men in tights, Charles will perform an elaborate dance round the honours of Scotland, which he will involve touching, but never actually wearing. They have even gone so far as to replace one of them, the original sword, Scottish sword of state, a gift from Pope Julius in 1507, will be substituted by a new sword called Elizabeth's sword. The excuse given for this is that the old one is too fragile to use in ceremonies any longer. This is pretty rich coming from a country that uses a 700-year-old chair vandalised by the choir boys for coronations. Whatever happened to conservation? So why so coy? Why is it that Charles will touch but not actually wear the Scottish crown? Why has the sword of state been replaced? What is the actual point of the visit? The answer is simple. Symbolism matters and presence matters. Charles is here because he is part of a performance to convince Scots that he is their king. And there is a union of crowns between England and Scotland. In actual fact, there is no such thing. There is an English crown and a Scottish crown. The same person has worn both crowns from James VI up until Queen Anne. But they have never been united. The two crowns are far apart in nature as it is possible to imagine. And since Queen Anne, only one crown has been adhered to and sworn to, the English crown. And Charles and the UK government are terrified that at some point the Scots will realise this, hence the masquerade. So what is the difference? It's this. The English crown invests power of the English state in one person. Everything belongs to the monarch, the land, the people, and even the government, His Majesty's government. Not only that, but it also belongs to his heirs. Every member of government has to swear an oath to Charles and his heirs in order for them to be allowed to sit in Parliament. In Scotland, it's different. The crown is not the possession of one person or one family. The sovereign is not one person. The sovereign is in fact all of us. All of us. The monarch is simply a temporary caretaker of the crown and can be overruled by the people. The Scots people. The Scots made it clear in the Declaration of Arbroath, the Claim of Right, 1689. And finally, in the Scottish Succession Oath, where the monarch swears the rights and rents with all just privileges of the Crown of Scotland, I shall preserve and keep inviolate, neither shall I transfer nor alienate the same. Translated, that means that the law of the land and the function of the state belongs to the people. They are not to be acquired by others or changed. To put this into a modern context, if Charles got beyond touching, took the Scottish oath and put the Scottish crown on his head, he would have to declare null and void the claims made by the English crown on Scottish territory. This would include North Sea oil and gas revenues, all the land claimed under the King's and Lord Treasurer's remembrance. This is the property and land titles for which an owner cannot be found, and there's a lot of them. And it would also make null and void the current free ports and potential plundering of our resources in those areas. Finally, he would have to declare the Treaty of the Union null and void, because it depends on the claim of right and the promises made by the monarch in the accession oath. For neither government nor monarch nor any power in Scotland can be placed above the people. This is what the Scottish crown means and to whom it belongs. That is why Charles will never put that crown on his head. And that is why he will never be our king. When he left St James's, he might reflect on the statue of his namesake, Charles II, which stands close by in Parliament Square. It was erected in 1685, and it's a reminder of a betrayal. Many Scots fought for Charles against Cromwell because he was a Stuart and Scotland was occupied by thousands of Cromwell's troops, the length and breadth of Scotland, in retaliation after the Battle of Dundee. The dismembered body of the Marquis of Montrose lies in a marble tomb in St James's in testimony to that. During that time, the honours of Scotland and what they represented were hidden away. When Cromwell died, hold on a second. When Cromwell died and Charles was restored to the throne, he treated the Scots with the same disdain as Cromwell and maintained the system of force that Cromwell had established. 4 years after the death of Charles, the Scots had had enough and declared the Scottish throne vacant and reiterated the sovereignty of the people through the claim of right in 1689, and we could do it again. For the crown, we are the crown, and we are sovereign. Now you might ask yourself, how do we put that into practice? Well, there's a group called Salvo, and the Scottish Sovereignty Research Group, who have spent the last 9 years going over every word of the Treaty of the Union. And it has been reaffirmed in Westminster that we are sovereign. And we only need to assert that sovereignty And to do that, we need you, and we need your neighbour, and we need every one of us that supports independence. Simply to sign up with Salvo and Liberation.Scot. Because there are two ways to approach the UN. One is an oppressed government. We do not have an oppressed government. We have the administration arm of Westminster sitting in Holyrood. But the other way, direct way, is through a liberation movement. A liberation movement gives us the opportunity for a direct standing at the UN. And if you want to do this, we could do it by January. By January, we need 70,000 signatures simply in support of our sovereign rights to assert and enact that right. And we are on the road. On the 18th of September this year, we issued a directive to the Scottish Government called the Stirling Directive. And they must act, or they breach Scots law. It's now time to assert Scots law. Now is the day, and now is the hour. If you are serious about independence, forget politics. Forget politicians. We, the people, own the power. We lend it to the politicians, and if they do not act on our behalf, we can sack the bastards. So let us all come together in unity as one and deliver Scotland from this tyranny. Salvo.Scot, Liberation.Scot, sign the Edinburgh Proclamation and make the Stirling Directive work. Go onto the internet, sign up, and let's get this fucking thing done.